All right, so yeah, we're back, man. And I wanted to have a conversation in regards to some of the latest things that are happening in DeFi, specifically when it comes to bundling. Now I know you're just getting onboarded, man, and I know for you guys that may or may not know, I brought my boy Charlie Cheese back on the show here. Welcome back to the show, Charlie Cheese.
Charlie Cheese. I'm trying to get money like everybody else. That's it. That's it. That's all.
I feel you, and I see you, man. You in the lab right now in the headquarters as we speak.
Yeah. Just smoking
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely, I love it. Now, what I wanted to do though is I wanted to kind of dive into specifically the worlds of bundling, right? Now, when we talk about bundling, we essentially have, well, at least what I've been essentially putting together as far as just for people to see the right software that you can use, or not necessarily right, but just different types of software you can use. Like, and just be frank here, I've taught people from 17, 16 years old all the way up to 65, 70 years old, you know? Um,
Right.
and what I've noticed, to be completely frank with you, is that people that want to make money and want to get into bundling, they may not have the necessary liquidity it may take to be able to, well, really make some fucking noise. Like, for example, right? Um, when you get a bundler bot, for example, a lot of people are not aware of this, but when you get a bundler bot, you essentially will basically have it where you need to get this thing called a node. And what a node does, a node will allow you to essentially buy and sell your transactions through Solana at a very high speed. And this is something that people usually are renting because these things cost between three, four, five, sometimes even 10 to 12 Sol a month, which is could be pretty expensive. Now, um, usually when people have these nodes, they are either a using what we call a CLI, which is like a bot that essentially looks like DOS back in the day, like an old terminal type bot. It's future proof. It works well, but again, it's just no interface. Then there's bots that are like kind of like what we see like on a regular computer, you know, like a regular Windows computer, which is considered a GUI because it has a design to it. It has like actual buttons and interface where you can click on things left and right, and so people are essentially more in tuned these days just to that world, just for the fact that you can simply set up a virtual private server. You can set it up, for like whatever it may be, close to your local salon and mainnet. And essentially, what you're doing is you're trying to buy and sell fast using these bots and have your everything external. And on top of it, let's just be completely frank, independent. You know, you want to be independent because at the end of the day, you're dealing with money, you're dealing with wallets, and the last thing you want to worry about is security. Now, the thing about this, the thing about it is, a lot of people come in this space. I wanted to actually have the conversation with you because what happens is they may, for example, have the liquidity to be able to take up, let's say, positions on the floor and buy whatever they need to be, whether it be from multiple wallets. However, they may not, however, be prepared to buy a full licensed bot, to prepare to buy, the node, prepare to buy the VPS, all the bells and whistles that essentially are going to go in with it just to be able to put you in the game to be able to make a significant amount of profits. Now, there's a whole this is really, to be honestly with you, this is just to get you in a position where you have a good machine at your fingertips, so you can work. Now the thing about it is there's all these other small minor details, like one, once you actually get that particular aka quote unquote machine, so to speak, right, is it working properly? You like, does it work properly? Are you able to effectively work it? Most of these machines, by the way, are desktops. So whether you're on a GLI or a CLI, what happens is essentially you find yourself on a computer, whether it be a laptop or a desktop. You find yourself sitting down trying to manipulate the markets to be able to bring back substantial amount of profit. So what I found out, right, and this may or may not be for you, but I do want to introduce something to you and the world, so that way you can have a better understanding on how to leverage your money. Now, what I'm going to be is I'm going to be
Okay,
very.
okay, hold on. You want to introduce to us in the world? Let's go.
What's up?
See, y'all slipping. Uncle Warren is introducing this to the world. Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just I want to be able to give everyone essentially three different worlds, essentially, that is commonly used to be able to bundle. And those three worlds are either CLI, GLI, or Telegram bots. Now, when people hear Telegram bots, specifically when it comes to bundling,
Right.
sometimes people get excited, sometimes they don't. And I think that people understand, I mean, I think that people need to understand in reality what they're working with. So that way, when it comes down to it, I've basically dotted my I's and I crossed my T's so that everyone is aware of what they're getting themselves into. Because the last thing I want to do is get into something and then it just not pan out to be something that is worth your time and consideration, right? So,
Right.
with that being said, first thing first is let's talk about the Telegram world, right? Now, in this Telegram world, we have essentially two competitors that I really have been digging into recently. That, uh,
Okay.
honestly, I feel like they're gonna be definitely one of those things that we need to understand that are gonna be a force to reckon with, specifically when it comes to just the Telegram world. Now, before I dive into who they are, what they do, and how and all that good stuff, I do want to break down a couple things. I want to break down one, the pros and cons of using a Telegram bot over a non-Telegram bot. So I want people to like just wholeheartedly to know exactly what they're getting into before they do that, right? Because a lot of times people, especially influencers in the space, you'll look on Discord, look on Telegrams, on Twitter, and you'll see like specifically either FUD about, which is basically fear, uncertainty, doubt. And you'll see this because they're essentially telling people, don't trust this company, don't do this, don't do that. But they're not essentially giving any reason behind it. They're not giving you the why. And I'm here to be a non-biased, educator in the space to give you the why. So that way you can make the determination whether it's right for you or not. Because honestly, bundling might not be for everybody, but for the people that it is for, there's different types of bundling tools that you can use to leverage, and that also depends on your liquidity. So let's jump into it. So first thing first is before we go into any videos of both sides, I want us to both kind of sit back and review literally some videos that I found recently from the VORTEX side, which is again a Telegram bundler bot. I have another bot too that I just ran into, which is called WAGYU. They're both essentially Telegram bots, but they have two different financial structures to them, so that way everyone can move forward, get into it. But before we even get into even that, I need to give you guys a really quick rundown of the importance of security. To be completely frank and honest with you, so let's do this. I'm gonna open up what's it called? My computer here to this. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up here so that way we can see basically some ideas that I have in mind. I want to show you. So let me just open this on the side real quick. Bam. All right. So first and first, I want to give you some pros and some cons when it comes to Telegram bots compared to GLI, CLI bots that are literally full license situations that are based either on your computer, that you have full control over, that you're paying for private nodes, you may be paying for a virtual private server. It's all literally under your control. So the pros of obviously having a Telegram bundler, right, is one, ease of use, obviously, right? I was talking about a guy that I have taught in a 101 in my bundling academy, and he's 65 years old, and the guy did not know how to work Discord, let alone a bundler bot. And so I'm here having a time of my life in this hour, 2 or 3 hour experience with him, trying to figure out how he can simply open up his VPS and navigate the Discord. And quite frankly, I just felt really sorry because the market is so volatile. It's a PvP world, and they're not going to stand by and wait for nobody. So in that case, I found myself thinking to myself, I'll be doing a lot of students disservice not giving them a third option that sometimes, to be completely frank with you, the pros out there, the guys that are like making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that are giving you that FUD, they're not going to tell you this third option because they're trying to maybe minuscule you from a situation where you may be profitable or not may not be profitable. It's just because the cons is they feel not I'm non-biased, but they feel that the cons outweigh the pros. Now my job again is to just to give you both and you determine on your own what you want to do with it. Okay, you still with me, brother?
Yeah, we still here. We're here.
All right, beautiful. So first thing first, let's talk about it. Pros and cons. The first con, first pro, I mean, it's obviously the ease of use. The second thing is going to be no VPS required. So anytime you now are thinking to yourself, oh shit, I need to get a virtual private server. Where do I go? Do I go to Virginia? Do I go to Frankfurt? Do I go to Germany? Do I go to, this, New York? What do I do? You don't got to worry about that. Everything is self-contained. They deal directly with the virtual private server, making it so that way it's all white gloved under the table to you. Okay. Second thing,
Okay.
there's no node maintenance. You don't got to worry about essentially either owning a node. You don't got to worry about renting a node. You don't even got to worry about paying a node provider monthly or even bottlenecking and going back and forth with Discord tickets to see why your speeds might not be comparable to others. You simply are giving everything when it comes to specifically node in regards to the person who is running the bot on the other end. They're responsible in getting the best VPSs, getting the best nodes. You're literally giving all that in their Discord guard to basically, say, okay, I trust you to do that for me. And the key word here is really, at the end of the day, trust. This particular Telegram situation is a trustful event, and I'm going to go through the why and our cons in a minute. But here we go. The next thing is no node maintenance. Obviously, we said that. The fourth one is the faster executions. Bundle transaction. Bundlers can submit multiple transactions in a single automatic execution. So, I mean, that is just something for all bundlers. That's a pro. That's not really necessarily with Telegram bundlers. But we'll say this. I do say that there's probably going to be less downtime since 20. And this is a little FYI. It says since bundlers run 24/7, they're less prone to downtime compared to self-hosted setup. So again, if you have a self-hosted setup, you might run into any nuance. There's definitely Discords that consistently have projects that do updates on a continuous basis. So that way people are getting the best out of the software that they paid for. And with the particular Telegram bot, all this is happening behind the scenes. So there, theoretically, if there is quote unquote a downtime, everyone is simply just chilling off TG until it's time to, basically cook up again. And that's their whole entire get down. Now, when it comes to specifically another thing that I think that is really wonderful, I wish the other ones were more comparable. I mean, I wish the way was to combine both worlds and have it less the cons meet in the middle where it's not going to kill your pocket, so to speak. But when it comes down to it, right? One of the biggest things I love about this is the fact that you can be basically accessible anywhere. Now, of course, you can be on a cruise ship, you can be, freaking in a hotel somewhere in like Spain, but the key factor is that you're gonna have to be sitting down on a laptop at very least, or just basically on a laptop per se. Or and the thing about it is, it's like one of those things where like it may not work for you. Let's say if you're at a game, if you're at the World Cup, or if you're at the Super Bowl, and you want to take an image that maybe nobody in the world has, and you want to bundle it right there in the spot. Well, with a Telegram bot, you can do that. Whereas with the, with the self setup, if you're at the Super Bowl, how are you going to get to your laptop? And if you brought the laptop in, it's going to look mad weird to you on. Like, so much things to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So it's not mobilized. And so that would be a huge advantage, I guess, that the Telegram world has. Now, when it comes to specifically another thing here, right? We're talking about user friendly. It's user friendly. It doesn't have any type of command code. It doesn't have any type of buttons you got to guess. It's literally cookie cutter. And we're gonna go over this for more verbatim once we go over like some videos of people kind of shilling it. For those that don't know, shilling is in this crypto world advertisement. Okay, so. What else is? Oh yeah, reduced hardware requirements. We're talking about pre-optimized for efficiency. Basically, it's very optimal when it comes to it, mobile optimal for that matter. And there's no waiting, instant setup. No need for any type of knowledge when it comes to either coding or any any knowledge on computers in general. Really, I mean, again, this is something that I feel a 65-year-old man can really just sit there and bundle if he wanted to. And that would be allowed. He would have a basic setup where he wouldn't have to worry about anything beyond just coming with his own liquidity, or her own liquidity, right? Um, so that's pretty cool. Did you have any questions before going to the cons, brother?
You know what? No, 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 because you're going in you answering a lot of questions as you go along. So
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, basically when it comes to some of the cons here, cons of using a Telegram bundler bot. So this is where it gets really, really interesting. Okay. One, security. I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with Solana in general, the last thing you want to deal with when it comes to specifically bots is security, because you're dealing with a lot of money, you're dealing with a lot of freaking wallets, and the last thing you want to do is actually know you're freaking profitable, and then you look in your wallet, it's gone. And it's like doesn't it's just counterproductive of everything that I just said in the pro side, whether it be mobility or not. Security is everything in this world. So the reason why security is a situation here is because you have to, in the situation, trust the bot developer with your private keys or signing permissions. Is they're going to tell you, we work in essentially like Bloom, or we work like this bot, or we work like Solana, this or that. We basically, they're going to tell you they're a trading bot, and these trading bots are known to have private keys. But to be completely frank with you, these trading bots are coming in with one wallet, not in a purpose to deploy something. It's like a trading bot, not a deployer mass sniper. And so when you're dealing with mass money and you're bringing it to the table and you're deploying that, rather than coming with smaller like 20, 40, 100, 200 bucks, and then it Xing up to 5, 7, 8x, that's still a little different than coming to the table already with that type of liquidity and hoping to get 20, 30, 40, 50% gains at very little. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
And so that's one thing. So you're then second thing is no full control. Obviously, if you give your control up, right? If you give your full control up, then obviously you have no control. So unlike a self-hosted bot, you can't like tweak or set up strategies or things to your liking as much as you can on the other side. There's risk of exploits. The developer, for example, might tell you, like, even though I'm a very solid base developer, or even though I have access to the private keys, which they do, and they'll be very open and tell you that they do because they're Telegram. But the real matter of the fact is the risk of exploits is something that's very tremendous. Like, for example, in the world of dog with tools, when they got quote unquote exploited, there wasn't a matter of the team necessarily draining the entire ecosystem from the talks of it, right? It was a matter of someone else from a third party getting into a database and then now exploiting and draining everyone. And so if you have a situation where the private keys are kept up in one singularity situation, you have room for exploits that is beyond the developer. And so at this point, we've always seen this game where people say to themselves, "Oh, we don't know what happened. We got hacked. We didn't do it." And then there's this game where, like, okay, well, even if you didn't, you kind of were responsible in making sure that never happened. And then next thing you know it, there's a quote unquote rug on an actual whole entire project. So this is something that moving forward, even before I show you some of these videos, people don't like to get some of this information right up front because they literally like to get these YouTube videos titillated by all these like profits. But I'm here to literally set stone to give you guys education from a non-biased perspective. So that way, if you even do think of using the referral links that are going to be below here, and any of these things that are cons happen in the future, I will not at all be responsible for your due diligence, because this is you doing your due diligence and me essentially giving you an educated perspective of how to be able to, let's see, control waves to the water. So yeah, with that being said, so dependency of a provider, limited customization, potential backdoors, which we talked about, which is essentially just another risk of exploits. Transaction delays, if everyone essentially using the same essential node, there could be obviously, different type of situations that happen with bottlenecking and things happening on days that have more volume. So that's just something that could be aware. You would never know about it because your just transactions might hit late. It is what it is. And the bot provider this is the biggest one of all beyond the security. Some of these, and most of them, to be completely frank with you, have bot provider fees, which means that they're going to charge you for the transactions coming in and also coming out. Um, and one of them, and this is just as of today, which is March, sorry, 2025. One of them, Vortex, is charging 0.8%, which is lower, little bit lower than 1%, but it's charging it for your buys or sells,
Right.
anything type of transactions are coming out. So a lot of times people say to themselves, "Oh, we got themselves are a free spot." Well, in a way, you kind of do got a bot you could use at your discretion for free, right? But you have to keep in mind that that quote unquote freeness comes with control, and that control may or may not be the death of you at the end of the day, and that's just what it comes down to. Okay, so before I
Yeah,
move
but
into some of the video content, so we can kind of see these both of these worlds work hand in hand. Did you have any other questions for me? I'm gonna throw you up here again, brother, so like people can see greatness. Yeah, you are.
it is Charlie Cheese.
Yes, sir. So yeah, did you have any questions before we jumped into any other the content that I have planned up for these videos I want to show everyone?
Yeah, how are we gonna make more money, then more money, then more money, then more money, then more money? Because you're going down the right path.
Absolutely, and the thing about it is, like I said, I want to be able to have a non-biased perspective. We'll be able to review some of the videos that are already out on YouTube for us, and we'll just kind of stop it, and I'll kind of give you guys like that 411 of like what's LARP, what's like real, what's not real, because it's nothing for me to kind of jump in the trenches. And shout out to everybody that's been in the trenches, and you guys you're out there, you know what I mean. We're out there cooking every day. We're out there figuring out ways to be able to profit. It's not about just simply just quote unquote rug pulls. It's about transfers of wealth. It's about being able to have products go to higher market caps without having to, think harder, think smarter. That's what it comes down to. But let me go ahead into this video here. Now, I have never seen this video, to be completely frank with you, but this video is about Vortex, the particular software that this particular duo of devs are using. Now, apparently in this video, they're going to be showing us how they're pulling off profits using Vortex, and that's the Telegram bot. Now, that's the bot that I was telling you about, brother, that actually is currently doing
Yeah,
0.8% transaction fees, I believe it is, right? And so what I want to do is I want us to stop and I want us to watch this together. And then, if you have anything you want to say, feel free to say something and I'll stop the video. We can talk about it. It's like,
yeah,
I think it's
stop.
an 18-minute video. We'll watch this. And then what I want to do after that is watch the other one. So we can kind of compare both of them and kind of like give a general conciseness of basically the entirety of this Telegram world. Because again, they both work differently. They both have two different pricing structures. Um, for people are cooking up at the end of the day. I've definitely seen both worlds cooking up on both sides. Now that you have the pros and cons, it's up to you to decide what you want to do with them. But yeah, let's jump into this footage, bro. You got anything to say before we jump into this footage?
Yo, bro, you're gonna have to cut like the last couple minutes.
You have any, what do you think about that? What do you think about? You have anything to say, brother? As far as that, huh?
Bro, I'm here.
My dude had to take a piss or shit, so we keep it real over here. But yeah, when he gets back, we'll go ahead and discuss the furthermore after my clicks. Bam. Alright, we back. So yeah, man, I wanted to just basically look at some of this footage. Now this what we have here is like an 18 video footage, I think, of a particular YouTuber that is using the Vortex. Sorry. And I just want us to kind of like just have a dive and kind of react to it. Now, me particularly, I like to personally use something else, and people know what I use. I don't want to show it right now, but like for this matter, I do want to educate people, and I just want people to have a full sense of education. We'll stop the video. I'll give them a true sense of my perspective of reality. So moving forward, people can make the best decision they want when it comes to these type of bundlers. All right, brother,
Let's do it.
let's do it. All right, here we go.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Habibi Trades. My name is Bilo, this is my brother Bilo. Today we will be teaching you how to rug pull. Solana is still taking a shit.
Okay, brothers, as always, we're going to get straight into it for educational and entertainment purposes. Today, brothers, we are going to be explaining you the rug pulling. Now, remember, as always.
So I'm gonna stop it real quick here. What we have here essentially is a chart that these guys have put together. Shout out to these guys for literally putting this chart together because that takes some dedication. But we have here, just to slow it down, rug pool, which I again like to use the word of transfer wealth. But essentially, we have that alongside Pump Fund, Radium being two essential worlds here. Pump Fund being the starter world, Radium being the migration to it. You have two essential methods of that point as being a developer, they're saying. One being you can copy somebody else's project. I actually, by the way, have tools in my Discord for my one-on-one grads that allows them to essentially find projects that are worth copying. You know, we're talking about finding projects, copying them, finding out how many times they've been copied, what market caps that particular project's been at. You know, does that particular project have, you know, relevant, you know, channels on YouTube or on, YouTube, sorry, I'm not on YouTube, but have relevant channels on, you know, the internet. When was the, you know, domain registered? All these small different things takes place in like tracking essentially, you know. And so that is what I'm doing currently when it comes down to a lot of the, that's what we're coming down to when it comes down to a lot of these different positions here. So we have copy method, which is two ways essentially. Have a classic and bundler. Well, I guess we're gonna go into this. I know I've done this previously. Then you have essentially just a new coin. A new particular coin you can set up, drive community to it, drive hype to it. At the end of the day, it's about demand, so that way it raises the market cap in a way where you can essentially profit. So then you have, I guess, Radium, right? Which is, let me go into that for a second. 1 second. Radium. Then they talk about the other side, which is again Radium, CoinFast.fun, EasyCoinLaunch.fun. These are essentially places to deploy directly to Radium. Now, we're not gonna get into that with this. We're gonna get to specifically Pump Fund stuff because that's where most of these guys are doing the bundling here. They're either gonna copy projects or they're gonna create their own project. Most of them, to be completely frank with you, are copying projects because they're lazy. They don't have the time to create an actual real project, so they're gonna simply copy the fastest thing they can, even to the website if it's even out, to the point where they could even try to raid that community just to do whatever they can to basically pump that project. This is simply crazy rug pulling. Now, I feel like transfers of wealth essentially are the other side of things, that they're simply placing into the rug pull side, which is the new coins. If you create a new coin, if you're creating a new, you know, endeavor, a new token, and you know your positions are sold, I mean, I think that's again a transfer of wealth. I'm into the ideology of creating new things into the atmosphere, whether it be music, whether it be, you know, projects, whether it be movies, whether it be music, whatever it be, you know, I like that shit. And so if you can essentially raise awareness on that and then be able to sell positions at a higher market cap, that's nothing but transfer wealth to me. But anyways, let's jump into this video to see what these niggas got to say.
Me and Bilo, we do this for AI generated, which means this is not a real and you are not a real looking at us. Basically what's happening is we are teaching you for educational and entertainment purposes only. We are going to be talking about how you can create a coin with the radiums, because in our past videos we've been talking about how to do it with a zip-pumpy fund, and more specifically easy coin launch products.
Everything that we are doing in this video is linked in our Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. It is the best Discord. We love our community. It is growing every day.
Brothers, we appreciate all the love on the videos, all the love in the Discords. We want to grow this up to the skies, as the peoples into the skies, like, brothers.
Inshallah.
Did you know, brothers, we created Burj Khalifa in Dubai? Do you know this, brothers?
Did you know that me and Bilo have 20 wives each and they all have big breastises?
Bilo's naughty. We are going to be talking about the Easy Coin Lounge. We have something very special for you, brothers. When you create the coins on the Radium Dex, all of these sites have fees. But, see, brothers, okay, we have something very special for you. If you go to our Discord, brothers, you click on the links, okay, you join our Discords, we have Easy Coin Launch right here. This link will give you a discount when you create your coins. If you want.
So, just a FYI, you know, what we have here is just to break it down for you. It's shilling. It's just really just shilling at this point. There's no really strategies here. I'm gonna try to just go forward in the video just so that way we can get some more contextual information that people obviously want to see than just, you know, go to my here, go to my there. That's why people here like to look and listen to this podcast, because it's very educational, informational, real education. Now I know you're hearing some fucking. Is that you, by the way? I'm gonna try to fucking stop the notifications that I'm hearing in the background. I'm not sure if that's me. It's probably me in the background. Are you getting notifications?
No, that's you.
That's me. I thought so. Let me really quickly. I think that might be my telegram. Let me just double check. 1 second. I'm sorry here. I'll pause this recording. This some temporary. All right. So let's go ahead and continue on the video.
Brothers, we are going to be 100% real with you right now. If you want to make the generational wealth like me and Nabila, the number one thing that you are going to do, the only way to make the generational wealth, brothers, is to either launch a community coins, okay, brothers, or join our Discord where we will be doing live community rugs, okay, for educational purposes, brothers. In these live rugs, brothers, we will create the coins. You guys will pump, we will tell you pump, and we have sealers, okay? The coins will get pump, then we will tell you when to sell.
So that's, by the way, a very horrible idea. Never ever jump into a Discord where their sole purpose is to literally pump and dump. Just because at the end of the day, these guys are owning the full supply of the floor. You are essentially asking yourself to jump in as exit liquidity. You know, that's just what it really comes down to. You know, and you are literally pumping the price with your entry, and honestly, that's just stupid. If you're in the process of literally, you know, learning, you might as well just stay out on the side and literally learn in that perspective. Now, what he did say is very important, is community. You know, a community project is key, and a lot of times what people are essentially doing is they're trying to either create community or fake a community that community is actually, I mean, that actual like project or meme is the real project. So theoretically, I'll give you an example. There was a coin that came out not too long ago, and it was like a PayPal coin. PayPal had said we're moving funds to stable coin or some shit like that. It was like a tweet they put out on Twitter. Someone used that and made a PayPal coin, and linked that with the actual tweet, and then it went crazy because people all across the world thought that PayPal dropped a coin, but in reality, it was a meme. And so this is sometimes tactics that are done to essentially create hype within a certain type of demographic or a certain type of community. Or just really in reality, when it comes to bringing in normies, the people that are coming into the space, they think that this is actually the real thing, but really it's all a meme. It's all really a LARP. It's all really a transfer of wealth. Now, they go into several different things in this video, essentially on different platforms that they use to cook on. I'm going to directly jump into when they get into specifically the vortex of things, so that way you as well, when it comes down to it, Charlie, can see how easy it is to work these Telegram bots, because that's what this whole entire podcast really is about right now, is these Telegram bots. So I'm going to go into that. We'll dive really quickly into that, and then just from there kind of stop the video and kind of go over more shit. So here we go.
Discord, you can ask questions to us, okay, brothers?
Now we're going to talk about the pump fund method, which is best for beginners. If you're intermediate too, I mean, you could just put more money if you know what you're doing.
So guys, this is what you'll do. Instead of pump fund, we have the craziest bot right here. It's VORTEX bot. The link is in our Discord, okay, brothers? But this is what we use for a
All right, here we go.
free bundler. So this is what you're going to do. To just use the bundler, you can also do the spam launch. We talk about that in one of our videos, so make sure you watch that. But you can spam launches and shill it, brothers. Okay, so basically what would happen.
And what he's talking about, by the way, when it comes to like spamming launches, is that theoretically all the dev wallet starts the project always, and this particular bot is just going to continuously over and over spam that exact same project. Now you might ask yourself, well, how is that going to help? How am I going to get money that way? Like, how is that even a thing? And theoretically, what it's about is about getting eyes and attention to detail on either to the project, because when people are looking at neobullics, and I'll give you a rundown, like an actual literal rundown. So we're gonna go on my website real quick, and I'm gonna go to neobullics here, and I gotta show you how a spam launch can effectively help you out. But this is what I think, though, to be completely honest with you, like, you are going to be wasting a lot of money, because what happens is they will immediately just buy and sell without any type of buy position. So the contract like basically gets created and then it sells immediately, and there's no profit that's being made. But what's happening here is, if you're looking at my Neo Bullocks now, you're gonna look actually on the left hand side, and you're gonna see where it's gonna be new creations. Now, these new creations here, theoretically, right here, new creations will spam a particular project consistently. So you're gonna hit boom, 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 boom. It's gonna say, like, for example, if we created one right now, it's Charlie Cheese, right? We would see literally Charlie Cheese over and 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 over. Now, it's gonna, I think it's like $2 to $3, completely honest with you, just to do a spam launch, and you can set up your delays on when they happen. But theoretically, all you're doing is just giving a spam advertisement, because theoretically, if someone does this, let's say for 2-3 hours, and they have the liquidity to, consistently spam launch, knowing that they're not going to get any type of return of investment on it, they are essentially now playing in the game of ROI when it comes to PPC, which is getting into now the pay-per-click world. Now, there's no real way to really kind of marginalize or statistic this entire endeavor unless you create, like, for example, a bit.ly account, and this can give you some game here. What that is a bit.ly. Let me just jump into it real quick so we can kind of give everybody some game. So bit.ly is a way for you to create shortcut links, from what you already pre-existingly had. So even if you either created a project or you were cloning a project, then you can go to bit.ly and you can put that particular project's website or Telegram or X site, whatever you name it. You can place that information within bit.ly, bitly, and what it will do is it will literally shortcode it to the point where you have two things actually. One, that you're gonna have what's it called, a short link, right? And then beyond having an actual short link, you have actual analytics. So now you can go behind the scenes, either during your project or while your project or after your project or whatever it may be, and say, like, all right, man, I spent like fucking 3 or 4 soul, for example, for like 3 or 4 hours of just spamming. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's 3 or 4 soul. I'm just saying that I gave you a random number, by the way. It could be 1 soul, it could be less, but whatever it is, you can now say, all right, after doing that, this has created X, Y, and Z amount of clicks to this particular website, which allows me to use as leverage. Because at that point, then you could theoretically put out any coin as long as it looked, something that people would obviously want to buy, and then people click on it. Like, for example, something that I'm gonna give you a funny idea. It's a meme world. Let's give you a funny idea. If someone put a spam coin out, right, and let's say Kanye West was about to launch a coin, right, and they call that coin Kanye's pussy or something like that, and then literally they start spam launching Kanye's pussy for like an hour, 2 hours straight, you'd be like, what the fuck? There's got to be they're gonna think either A, there's gonna be some type of project coming out called Kanye's pussy that's really gonna hit, so I gotta keep looking at the market and see which one's gonna really send, or B, I'm literally getting just clicks over and over from just these people clicking on my spam launch, not putting money into it, but just clicking into the actual links, so that way it's building actual real community behind it. Now, what you do with those links is really up to you, whether you want to take them to your Discord or your Telegram, which is your extra liquidity group, or whatever. But this is simply another way outside of the realms of, just spamming on Twitter, to basically get people to where you need to go. Okay, does that make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, cool. So let's jump into now more of the video here, so that way we can kind of dive deeper into the world of these guys are talking about, get some clarification, and just so people can just know, like, shit's for what it is. So here we go. Let me go ahead and I'll put you back on the right side so that way we can review the actual bot. All right, here we go.
Is on Photon, it will spam your coin. So it will just spam it. You can do spam like 20 to 30 coins, and this is how you promote your coin by shilling, okay? And it's completely free bot, Vortex.
It pops up on all platforms, Bullx, Photon, Pump Fund, everything. Your coin will be spammed everywhere.
Brothers, literally fucking crazy, okay? This is what you're going to do for the bundle on method. You create a new project.
You create a new coin. Next, you click token metadata. This is how you will be setting up your coin. Instead of on Pump Fund, you will be doing the bot. It will do it for you and pop up on Pump Fund. So because it's a Telegram bot, you have to paste the name into the chat. It will do it for you. Then you just click button by button, paste by paste.
Okay, for the image, here we go.
Once you have everything set up for the bot, you will click to go back. You can see the name here is small bananas. The symbol is also small bananas. So the status is in progress because you're getting ready to launch your coin. So next you have to put money in your project wallet. So you will click project wallet.
So guys, you will create the wallet. It will ask you how many you want. You are going to press 5. You send it. It will say right here, successfully created the 5 wallets.
Okay, once your wallets are created, it will give you the private keys. So here are all.
So real quick, just want to say right here, this is where we talked about in that pros and cons situation. I want to kind of like DJ rewind here and just let people know DYOR, do your own research. What's happening here, and they're gonna go over this very quick and sweet. But I want people to be understandable and be very transparent here. What's happening here is as soon as these private keys are created, you are not the only one that has them. So if you start loading 3 SOL per each wallet, just realize that you're placing your trust in the platform to be, or you're placing the trust in the platform to be security system to, even if they do have a quote unquote break-in, that you're literally holding them accountable for it no matter what. And that's just as transparent as it gets. Okay? That makes sense, brother?
Makes sense.
And again, by you leveraging that, you're allowing you to be able to have a walking bundler at your discretion, without having any necessary idea of node or VPS or any other type of rental fees that are outside of your own liquidity, for that matter. All right, let's continue.
All of our individual wallets, will click each one.
So guys, then when you open up the wallet, okay, you will go to your Phantom wallet, you will copy the public key, and you will send money from your Phantom wallet to your public key right here. Go back to wallet, and it will pop up right there immediately. We obviously are just showing you how to do this. We're not putting money in, we're not going to launch a coin. We're just showing you how to use the bot, okay?
So next you click.
So real quick, I know that they're speaking real fast on it. I know at the end of the day, their time is money. But what I want to do real quick, right? I want to just quickly say, they said they take your money from your Phantom and pull it directly to your creator wallet. Don't do that. Go, if you have money in your Phantom wallet, make sure to use at the very least an exchange to fund your creator wallet, so that way it mitigates any type of bubble map activity at very least.
Is there something going on with the Phantom wallet?
Yeah, they're essentially were saying just directly fund your wallet using Phantom, and I understand that they're just showing how the bot needs to be used, so they're just giving you a case study, but it's very important that I slow down that process and just let people know that are watching this for verbatim, that's nothing you don't want to do. You want to fund from your Phantom to a exchange, or to exchange, sorry, from exchange directly to your, Phantom, to your actual dev wallet. At very least. I mean, what I would technically do is go to Houdini Swap, use their private 30-minute swap. So essentially, you're really cleaning off the grid, but it goes deeper into it. But this is something that I just wanted to stop and let people know and be aware of it. Let's continue more on with the actual bot, though.
Click back to projects once your wallets are full, and when you are ready to launch,
you press launch with bundle. Obviously, it will show up for you guys when you have money in here, but we didn't put any money. We're just showing you how to do it. So it will pop up, and your coin will be live. So once your coin is live, you can head to Photon. You will see it on here. You can click here. You can click the charts, find it. You could also go on Pump Fund and find it as well. And then whenever people buy in on here, you will have an option to sell dev wallet and bundle wallets. You are going to click that, and you are going to sell all of them, and you are going to make your profits. Another really cool thing with this bot, brothers, guess what you can do, brothers? You can launch your bundles onto another coin and snipe another coin. So for examples, brother, Kanye, he is making a new coin very soon, brothers. So what you guys can do is use this bot. You can launch your bundlers onto his coin that is going to drop, and you can snipe the coin, okay? Which means you can basically front run and have your buy in front of other people's buys with these bots. Crazy, guys.
If you have any
All right, so let's talk about what he's talking about, so that way everyone can understand that.
1 second. Stop 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
back
here
up.
we go. Yeah, let's go here.
questions about the deploy on Vortex bot, you can ask us in our Discord. It is linked in our bio.
We have talked about the pump fund method with the Vortex bundle, guys. It's the best one. It is free. Now, brothers, we are
So that is essentially the Vortex bundler, right? And that's one that I was talking about, which is essentially 0.8% in that transaction fees. We know about the cons, so I don't gotta explain them over and over again. But it is what it is. Now let's go into Wagyu. Let's go into Wagyu's world. So this is again a Telegram bundler, and I'm just kind of in my TG bag right here, just to kind of give people a perspective and understanding. This is real pure education. Everyone says education purposes, then rogue motherfuckers for like thousands of dollars and shit. Like this is real fucking education right here. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers really going to school and shit. But here we go. Let's go into the next video here, which is going to be Wagyu. Okay, Wagyu is something that came across my table that I really like certain specific things in certain different worlds and ecosystems. Like this one has a CTO situation that is definitely, I believe, next level. Let's go ahead and kind of go over this. It's only 8 minutes, and then we can kind of talk about it and figure out which one you presumptually like the best. Okay,
All right, let's do it.
let's do it.
Hello and welcome. My name is Brad, and I'm going to walk you through the setup process for the new Wagyu Soul Bundle Launcher. Let's begin. Let's start the bot by typing /start. Now let's click Launches. Click Create Launch. Now we can begin setting up our token via the main menu. First, let's start with tokenomics. We can begin setting up our name, our symbol. We can upload our picture here, and we can even add a description. Let's go ahead and click Next. In the next screen, we can go ahead and set our website, our Twitter, and our Telegram link. These will appear on our pump.
My bad, I'm just trying to fix the
Via the main menu.
There you go.
First, let's start with tokenomics. We can begin setting up our name, our symbol. We can upload our picture here, and we can even add a description. Let's go ahead and click Next. In the next screen, we can go ahead and set our website, our Twitter, and our Telegram link. These will appear on our Pump Fund page. Click Next. Now on the deployer page, we can click Create Deployer, or we can link an existing one. So we'll go ahead and click Create Deployer. The bot will provide us with our address and our private key. Once we have our private key confirmed and saved.
Again, we know about that Telegram bot, so obviously the developer has access to that as well. But again, it is what it is. Let's continue.
So let's click Confirm. You can see that it's loaded in our deployer wallet. We can go ahead and click Next. On this screen, we can go ahead and start setting up our bundle wallet. We will go ahead and tell the bot that we want to bundle 5% of our token, and it will tell us that we're going to need 1.4663 SOL. On the contrary, we can type in how much SOL we want to bundle with, and it will convert that to what percentage. Let's go ahead and click Create.
So, by the way, something I do like about this particular bot here that the other one simply didn't have, or maybe, now that I'm kind of giving transparency to this, also there's competition here and they might start adding shit in, but this is pretty cool because when you actually are about to distribute your funds to the wallets, it gives you a percentage of what you're going to be taking. So, like, for example, right, a lot of people I do one-on-ones with, they ask me all the time, how much Solana do I need to actually bring into the table to be able to take up, let's say, for example, 40%, 50%, 60%, hell, even 80% supply, right? And, a lot of times I do I need to tell them, hey, first of all, it depends on the price of Solana. Like if the price of Solana is like 130, it's going to be X, Y, Z. But if it's at like 250, it'll be different. And so this is cool though because it seems like it obviously does the work for you. If you put in, for example, a specific amount, it should equate that due to the price of Solana, like I was telling you, and it is already equating the percentage of what you would presumptively take after you've virtually bundled it. So like let's say if you wanted to do 60%, if you put let's say 40 SOL in there or whatever it may be, I'm not saying that's the number, but if let's say you put 40 SOL and it says 60, it gives you already an idea of, okay, I need to go ahead and bring 60 to the table, so that way when I bundle, this is going to already, distribute the funds automatically, don't have to think about it. That's a very cool thing to have numbers already on your side, and I think that a lot of other bundlers could honestly learn from this, to be completely frank with you, because the pre-production of things is honestly a lot of times what wins the game. But yeah, let's continue.
Wallets. We will click how many we want to create, do an even 5. Click generate, and the bot will send us a text file with the wallets in it. Click save. Now on this page we can see all of our wallets that we'll be bundle buying. We will also see how much SOL is in each wallet. Currently we haven't funded them, so they are at 0. Let's go ahead and click next. On this screen we can create manual wallets or import them. These wallets will be used to manually buy after launch. On this screen, we could create CTO wallets. I won't go into depth on this feature today, but it is very useful. This is a post-launch feature that WAGYU has developed. You can actually click the CTO button in the post-launch screen. The bot will dump the supply held by the bundled wallets and immediately buy on the CTO wallets. This will help the development teams retain supply a little bit more privately, but again, I'm going to skip this portion today, but there is more information provided on the Git books if you'd like to set those up.
And I just want to say something real quick right here, just to kind of give like a little personal this endeavor when it comes to just marketing. Though so far I've seen, certain different bundler companies like bring in a certain type of different audience, and this just means just can be non-biased whatsoever. It's just having a conversation, and what I mean by that, to be completely frank with you, is like some people, you're gonna come catch him up like dressed up, kind of like almost like Jafar, and like Aladdin. They're gonna be kind of like almost like a cabal slash wicked, and it's gonna look like they're kind of mischievous slash like devilish type of characters. But honestly, it doesn't have to be that way. There's ways where you can literally control market caps, that control high levels, be very highly presentable, be doxed. And the way that this particular company is actually marketing themselves, from what I've seen and a lot of different things in the space, though it's in the same realm as it being Telegram, I see them being more so on the side of the presumptuous Chad dev, the person that essentially trying to do the right thing and simply just trying to grab the supply so that they don't have another person with the project that they've been working on for maybe weeks or months basically grab the supply for them and basically dump on their own project. It could be a defensive tool at that rather than a offensive way of making like rug pull money for a temporary gain. That's just my personal opinion, though. Obviously do your own research. Do you have anything to say about that, brother?
No, sounds great. I'm learning a lot right now. So sometimes when you learn, you got to sit back and learn.
Touche, brother. Touche. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's see what they gotta say.
We can go ahead and click main menu and click create. Once we click save, our launch will be saved and we'll see it in your launches menu. Let's go ahead and click our launch. Now that we're in our pre-launch management menu, we could go ahead and start funding our wallets. Let's go ahead and fund our deployer by clicking manage deployer. Let's go ahead, copy the deployer wallet and fund it. You'll see that we need a required balance of at least 0.1 SOL. Once we have sent the funds, let's click back and go back into manage deployer. It now reloads the balance and we can see that it has been funded. Let's click back and let's go to bundled wallets. Now we can see a list here of every one of our bundled wallets with the value that they have in their wallets and the required balance. Right now everything is red, so we're going to go ahead and need to fund those. Let's click disperse to wallets. Let's click direct disperse. And we can send one transaction to the receiver address provided in the amount of 1.731 Sol. This will automatically disperse to all of our bundled wallets so that we can only have to do it in one transaction. All right, I am now sending the Sol to.
And real quick, I want to say that at the very least here, one thing that I say that is a good thing beyond the fact that they do obviously have control of most of the assets, which is not good. But one thing is, if you're jumping into the game and you're really just wanting to get the education on bundling and being able to do it in a way where, like, all right, here's some liquidity here. This is an ecosystem that's kind of going for a little bit. Guys are cooking up. I have like $300. I want to be able to kind of experience, what it's like to be in a contract, what it's like to create a coin, what it's like to, bring in multiple wallets, what it's like to do all these things and have the ABCD and continue to practice of that. I think the Telegram world is absolutely magnificent for it because you're really, at the end of the day, just seasoning yourself in your own mind on how to essentially jump into it when you do get your own personal setup, your own personal node, your own personal VPS. I feel like there's definitely reasons to have these in the ecosystem beyond just like, no, they're bad, don't shield them. Like, honestly, there's people out there, and I'm the one that talks to them on a daily basis. And to the point where I see them face to face, and I'm like, these guys are 50, 60, 70 years old. They really want to jump into these young man game. They really do. And honestly, they're just as bad as exit liquidity on the trader's perspective when they're jumping into a personal custom setup when they don't even know how to start a fucking Discord server, let alone jump into a situation where you got all these wallets and volatility and, obviously room for error. So with that being said, this Telegram world I think is very, very needed in the normie side of things to kind of onboard you, but not in a sense where I'm going to use it for me personally. I would say for me personally, I wouldn't use it for a way of like, I'm going to use this as a way to really make millions and millions of dollars, because I feel like you make millions of dollars, you've already made someone else millions of dollars, and that's just a fact. And you really get that trusting, fully hearted someone else that you don't know, don't see, to be able to turn off the lights at any moment. But let's go ahead and continue just so we can kind of give it a little final thought.
To the address provided, and in just a second we will see that the bot picks it up and will complete the disperse. Here we go. Takes just a second. Alright, now it says completed, so all of our wallets have been funded. Let's click the back button. Now we can see that all of our wallets have been funded with the correct amounts. Everything is green, so we can click back. Now that we have our deployer and our bundle wallets funded, we need to pay the fee to use WAGYU. Click Pay Fee. Here, if we have enough in our deployer, we can click Pay from Deployer and it will auto send the required amount, or we could click Generate Payment. I'm going to click Generate Payment, copy the receiver address, and I'm going to send 0.75 Sol. Now that I've sent my Sol, take just a moment here to register and the bot will mark it as completed.
So I'm going to stop it real quick here. So what is happening particularly in this ecosystem, we talk about particularly like fees, right? We talk about fees. Now, on VORTEX side, they had the 0.8% fee when it came to transactions. Though so far, I have not seen any particular transaction fees in there. I believe that they do have like a weekly or monthly, or I'm not sure if they have a full time. I can look in that though, and I will give clarification on that. But as you can see, there is literally a fee to start the project, which is 0.75. Now, this could change at any point with any type of like Discord, because this is independent projects. It's literally Web3. But, I would assume that this particular fee is set up in a way where it's 0.75 going directly to these guys, the dev. They clear the payment, and then boom, you can start the project. And particularly, maybe that might be just in case the actual only fee. Like it may be, that might be the fee where you can only pay 0.75 and they don't take transaction fees. They don't take, ups and downs. It just might be a pro and con on that, I do want to get into that heavier on furthermore episodes as we kind of dive into these ecosystems, but I just definitely wanted to stop the video here, just kind of give people a definite perspective of what's going on here, because in reality, you could just simply set up your project to deploy right off with the dev wallet, and there shouldn't be a 0.75 fee that's associated with it, just to be very 100% here. Just like that's not the norm to start out with 0.75. Just FYI. So for people that are in the space that are consistently in the space, they know that for verbatim. But you jumping into this, or you're seeing this video and you're still watching it right now, that's like what the huh? Like no. All right. So just FYI.
Click back, and we are ready to launch. To launch our token, we will click Launch Token. Verify that all of our name, symbol, description, and our social details are correct. Once we're ready, let's click Confirm. Now that we've clicked Confirm, the bot will just update us with the transaction as it launches. And perfectly executed. The bot tells us that the bundle has been successfully submitted and provides us with the contract in our pump fund link, which, looking here, we can see has been launched with all the information provided, such as our name, our symbol, the description, and the token picture. More importantly, if we look over to the right-hand side of the screen, we can see that our wallets have purchased the amount that we requested to. Now, if we look back at the WAGYU bot, we can see that the menu has changed to the post-launch management and manage all of our wallets. If we click Bundled Wallets, we can see the amount of SOL that each wallet contains, as well as the amount of tokens and their values. If we want to sell some of the token, we can simply select which wallets, confirm the selection, select how much we want to sell, and click Sell. It's as easy as that. The bot handles everything seamlessly. If you want to send SOL or send some of the tokens, you can do that the same way directly within the bot. And that's it. In a matter of minutes, we were able to set up and launch the token and secure as much supply as we wanted. WAGYU does have some additional features such as CTO mode, which really elevates this bundling bot. CTO function allows the developer to sell off the entire bundled supply and then repurchase that supply from a whole new allotment of wallets. And if you've enjoyed this video or found it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, so basically that's the entire perspective when it comes to like bundling. Want us to realize, however, that once he was able to deploy that into the contract, even though the wallet's got the positions, you saw a green candle up, it's important to know that there was not any FOMO buys after that. It was just like there was still silent. So a lot of times people get very happy about buying bundlers and not being real with them, and I'm just being educational here, no bias. And they buy into their own project, and they're like, well, damn, like, I always saw in these videos on YouTube, like, all this FOMO coming in and not realizing there's other things that need to happen to be able to bring that in. And so that's what I go into my course wholeheartedly, all the behind-the-scenes prerequisites, pre-production, things that are needed to be able to bring FOMO beyond the community, and things that essentially that snipers are looking for that are literally on away from keyboard, AFK.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, like we can go over this over and over, but I wanted just to give you a quick deep dive first into the Telegram world of bundling. Obviously being with VORTEX and now with WAGYU, and I will have further episodes, and we can jump into that more with you brother too, because I want to dig deeper and deeper with each of them. I've actually have merged myself into some communities lately that allowed me to see some other guys that are cooking with these particular softwares, which is phenomenal. So, with that being said, did you have any questions, brother, before we end this particular podcast today? I know you learned maybe a lot of stuff here. I wanted to give you pros and cons, but I think we pretty much got into details of that and going into both ecosystems. We'll go deeper